In this next section, in order to give our data a professional look, we're going to format the two tables. So we're going to start with the financial sheet, and we want to make room to later on add a title for the table, so we're going to add 5 rows above the first row. So we're going to start by selecting the first 5 rows of the worksheet. So we will click in the first row and just drag down for 5 rows, and then we're going to click Insert, and we're going to insert sheet rows, so that now we have 5 blank rows above the table. The next thing is we would like row 13 to show the average of each of our categories, so we're going to add a label, average, in A13, hit enter, and then click back up in A13 again, and we want to right align the text. So now we will click in B13, and we're going to use the average function and open the parentheses and select the range of B7 to B12, close the parentheses, and hit enter. Now you will notice that unlike when we did this to the totals, when we had the total 1-year costs, etc., it did not populate across. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the fill handle, and so this is that box that is at the bottom right, that little dark green box at the bottom. When your cursor turns to the solid plus, you click on your left mouse button and you drag over across. Okay, now it copied the function across, relative cell formatting, that's what we want. You'll notice here though that we have these little green, there's a little green in a triangle in the corner, and that is to alert you that there is an inconsistent formula as opposed to the other ones. Now the reason this is that these numbers are values and this is a calculation. So this alert is, we can just go ahead and ignore it, and to remove the triangle in the corner, we can select the first cell that it happens in and the last one, and we just need to click on here and we can say ignore error, and that removes the green triangle. And now we'll save the document. Now we're going to take the table and the data in the table and use the formatting tools, the table formatting tools in Excel to change the formatting. So now we're going to select the range A6 through N13. Notice that we are not going to utilize the data for Anne Arundel Community College in the formatted table. So then we click up here and we have several choices and you can use whichever one you want. I guess I'll just use this one. And now that formats the table. So the next thing we'd like to do is we would like to have the average row stand out separately from the table. So we're going to change the formatting for the average row. So we're going to select the average row, and you're going to come up here to Cell Styles and choose Total. So now you can see that the average kind of stands out. And we'll save the workbook. So now moving on to the information sheet, we're going to type in average and hit enter, and then go back up there and right align it. Then we're going to select everything from D11 to M11. We're not going to, obviously, there's not going to be an average on the date. So we're going to come up here to the auto sum and we're going to select average. Now because student faculty ratio is text, we're just going to delete that. Now we're ready to format the table like we did on the Financials tab. So we're going to select A4 through N11 and click on Format as a table. So the dialog box comes up and it's saying that this is the range of the table and my table has headers. So what's going to happen now is that it's going to resize the columns, which we'll have to fix in a minute. It didn't happen in the Financials for me. It may have happened for you, so this is how you correct it. So this automatically put filters for our columns. So this is an easy way for you to filter out information, but we're not going to get into that right now. So the way you delete that is to click on data and then click on filter, and it removes the filter. From the table in our instructions, it shows the sizes of the tables. It did not have an effect on any of the text data, only the numerical data. So what we're going to do here, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can go ahead and go back to the Home tab like we did before and format the column width. So D is supposed to be 8. And E is supposed to be 10.57. The other way you can do that is if you hold the Alt key, so F is supposed to be 9. So if you hold your mouse here, hold down the Alt key, you see that the width shows. So it's a little bit difficult to get it to be exactly 9 or whatever, but you can get as close as you can. Average age is supposed to be 6. Student faculty ratio is supposed to be 9. And so on. I'm going to correct those and come back. So this is the result of changing the column widths. The last thing we need to do here is to highlight the average row and hit cell styles and totals so that we have that formatted correctly. We'll save our spreadsheet and workbook, and we're done with this section.